Hi everyone, welcome back to Moments Peace. Today I want to tackle some questions that I get commonly for Simply Charlotte Mason, and particularly their history, Bible, and geography. So one of the questions are, do I have to use the Bible or the geography portion? No, you do not. You do not have to use their particular geography or the Bible. You can use their geography completely independent or use something else for geography. I do think that it all flows very nicely together, and it was created with that intent to kind of take everything, those three major subjects together. Though I hate to call Bible a subject, but it is the history book of the universe. So it makes sense that you get the Bible along as you're studying history. So no, you don't have to. And for the Bible portion, you can use a devotional book. You can read the scriptures on your own. And yes, again, just to reiterate this, even though I have said it in other videos, you can take what's listed for the Bible and read that all in one sitting and one day, or you can break it up, that one chapter. So if it says Ephesians chapter 1, you could read Ephesians chapter 1 all of that day, particularly let's say it would fall on a Wednesday on day 3 with the geography portion, and that's all you would be doing for that particular day. Another thing you could do is first thing in the morning, during your morning time or your Bible time together as a family, is read that particular portions of that particular chapter all 3, 4, 5 days, however many days your days of schooling are. And you'll get the Bible, the same Bible chapter, just in smaller portions. The other question is, do I have to use all of the books that are recommended? So here are all of the family books that are listed that would be needed, and then it's broken up by each grade. You could use all of these, some of these, or just a mixture of some of these and some per grade. And either way works good. We've used all of them. There's times where we just use 2 or 3 from grades 1 to 3, and like 4 from 4 to 6, and from 7 to 9. And then of course grades 10 through 12 will have a little bit longer of a list, and you can choose to do all of them or just some as a portion. You can even have them read them out loud to you, read them independently, or read them at, family style all together. So those are different options to get through the living books together. And you can do oral narration, written narration for the older children, and it really does piece itself well through. I will do a flip through of this as a separate video to get a better understanding of it all, but it is very flexible, though everything is listed out for you, and it's very doable on how you can get it. It's all written out by term, so you can pick the living books, which was another question. Do you have to buy it all at once or go to the library all at once? And no, you do not. You can easily make a big list on Amazon and work through your wish list as you need them per term. And you can do that and write it maybe in your planner for which living books you need for that particular term, and however long your library lets you use it. A term is typically 12 weeks long, and you will at least be covered for the first 12 weeks. And then at some point in there, in your natural break, or maybe when you're doing your exam week, you can go through and order and get the other ones, whether you have Prime, Amazon Prime, go to the library, anything like that. I do personally like, if I'm able to that year, just get all of it ahead of time, line it up on my bookshelves, and that they're ready to go by which ones we're going to read as a family and which ones I'm going to require that they read independently, and come up with written narrations. With the written narrations, the question was asked, do you need to do it as the chapters are broken down for your kid? Yes, you can do it based on your preference, like having them read the book and then go back and narrate them all, or take notes so that they remember that particular section of chapters and pages, kind of like you would if you had like a common book and you were writing certain quotes and things from the book down. Or you can, and then they have a full narration of the book at the very end, or you can do it per chapter. For my kids, I think they prefer doing it per chapter, like just give a written narration fresh while it's on their mind. And it also works really good for the younger ones as they notebook. If we're learning about George Washington, then they take some time I'll write George Washington on the top of a sketchbook notebook for them, and then they're just coloring and drawing and writing certain sentences. And for the younger ones, I'll write the sentences for them as they dictate to me. So I think that it can be done either way, and it's really easy and doable. Another question that I got was, does it have any religious leaning? So they are a Protestant, young earth affirming company, and you can go to their statement of faith on their website. It's been a few years since I've looked at it, but they did have one there. And you can go and look on it and read and see where you stand. There is no pushing on any denomination, and we have done book studies with Simply Charlotte Mason, Bible studies, and those Bibles go through certain books of the Bible, and they do not push anything. They push you back to the Bible, and you're creating your statement of faith. At the end, if you do discovering doctrine, you're writing stuff down from all the verses that you've read. Let's say Christology, the study of Christ, everything that comes, a verse that comes through that's all about Jesus, you would write those down, and then eventually it'll pile up, whether it's a sermon, Bible study, or their personal study from Strong in the Word or Growth in the Word, and one of their other Bible studies, like let's say Romans or Proverbs. And then you would write those down, and then at the very end of your Discovering Doctrine, at the end of their 12th grade year journey, you will see their statement of faith. So Jesus, the Son of God, and they can summarize everything based on those scriptures, what they believe about Jesus or the end times or angels, or God the Father. So they are I can affirm that they are a triune affirming company, a young earth affirming company. They are Protestant, but beyond that, there is no leaning one way or another. And I will say that, certain historical figures like Martin Luther or John Calvin are taught because they are a part of world history and, quite frankly, changed the world. And the Protestant movement was birthed from that. So you are going to study about them, but you're not going to be, indoctrinated with any particular view, if that's helpful. And I hope that answers the question pretty clear, but I would encourage you to reach out to Simply Charlotte Mason if you had any further questions, or anything in particular. But we have done a lot of their Bible studies, and it really encourages you to become the scholar by you going back to the Bible and discovering what the Bible has to say. So that's the biggest habit and discipline that they encourage. So I think that pretty much covers all of the questions that was mainly asked about this particular curriculum. It is a very simple, family-friendly, made by homeschoolers for homeschoolers for you to use today. And it's ready to go, pretty open and go. So stay tuned for the flip through that will be coming, where I can explain this a little bit more in depth, including what is an exam week for Simply Charlotte Mason. And thank you for being here.